Do you think it's something that I should be silenced over? If I question or my opinion differs from that of Elon Musk, do you think I should have my blue check mark removed and I should have my reach stifled? I mean, I have nearly 800,000 followers on Twitter, and I'm not getting any engagement because he removed that. I can't go live. This show can't go live and broadcast on X anymore. Do you think that just because Elon Musk disagrees with me, or I, am a dissident to, I guess, allowing all of these third world people to come pouring into the country and take American jobs, and that's my opinion, I think that it's a stain on our country. Yeah, I don't think that it represents an America First agenda at all. And if I voice that as a large public figure in a big account on Twitter and it hurts Elon Musk's feelings, do you think that it's legitimate for him to do that? Is that really where we are right now, where people are being made to feel, silenced in America for questioning their own government policies?
Yeah, well, I don't know. And it's honestly, that's something that a lot of people have kind of been dealing with. I mean, I don't work for Twitter. I don't.
No, I'm just asking for your opinion. I mean, should we be allowed to be critical of our government in this country?
Yeah, we absolutely should. We should be. The thing that makes us America and not North Korea is being able to speak freely about, very powerful people.
Well, you get shut down at events. You get shut down on Twitter. If your opinion doesn't go along with the official orthodox narrative or seemingly whatever Elon Musk believes in, then you get silenced. And, my subscribers are still paying every month. So they're taking that money and not giving it to me while they send my subscribers a message saying, Stu Peters deactivated subscriptions on the account. No, I didn't. You took my blue check mark away. So I don't know if that's theft by swindle or fraud or what, but he's taking money from supporters who want to support this network because they're interested in keeping us on the air because they enjoy the conversation and the questions that we bring up. We're trying to get to the truth. We're trying to hold our government accountable. That's what we're supposed to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I believe so. In this whole new media era, we definitely have to speak freely, of course.
I mean, people call you're a gay guy. People call you all kinds of different things, right? I mean, isn't it their right to do that? I mean, it's not your right to not be offended, but they should have the right to do that. I mean, are you a free speech absolutist?
I mean, look, for me, I believe in free speech. Like, I've never led any, pitchforks to get anybody canceled or anything like that. So, and I mean, I've had plenty of conversations about this, both publicly and privately, about like how I feel about all this stuff.
Well, one of the things that I noticed about all of the people who were demonetized and then eventually had their blue check mark stripped from them, many accounts, these so-called groypers, they were all banned. Anybody that had anything to do with this Project Groyp, just no explanation, just kicked off the internet altogether. All of these accounts had one thing in common, and that's that they were critical of Israel. Do you think that is coming into play?
That's not, I mean, that's just not, that's not in my wheelhouse. It's just really not.
Yeah, they just gave this guy $66 billion, BlackRock did. Are you concerned that they gave Trump $100 million?
I mean, it's not really something that's in my wheelhouse. I pretty much focus on military issues, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about that. So thank you.
They're asking me to ask you before you go, would you advocate for us getting our blue check mark back? Should we be allowed?
That's out of my wheelhouse.
You keep saying that. What does that even mean? What's your personal opinion? I mean, do you think that I should be silenced for being critical of Israel?
My opinion is that it doesn't really have anything to do with me. That's my personal opinion.
But it does, because you're an American.
But I appreciate you giving
You're
me
an
the time
American.
to
That's
talk about
conservatism. Free speech is a huge conservative. You represent yourself as a conservative. I'm not asking your opinion on, oh, look at this. Doesn't that just prove my point right there? Look at that. Rob Smith just ran off. You start becoming critical of Israel, and it's suddenly not in your wheelhouse. You're not allowed to ask those questions. You're not allowed to ask any questions about Israel, or you get shut down. You get your blue check mark taken away on Twitter. As a matter of fact, this is something that Rob Smith probably knows a whole lot about. As a big ambassador for Turning Point USA, check out what happens at a Charlie Kirk event if you should question Israel for something that very obviously took place?
So let's open it up for questions. We want to start to hear from some of our students here.
So my question is, if the president were to enact a policy that would completely benefit the United States and her citizens, but to the detriment of Israel, would you support it? Yes or no?
Thank you for being here. I get a lot of questions about Israel in the last week. I will not apologize for my defense of our greatest ally in the Middle East. And then to just answer your hypothetical that has no concrete example to this day, if any country would ever support a position that would be against our own interest, I would not support that.
From America First perspective, why do we give $3.8 billion to Israel, especially when they deliberately attacked the USS Liberty in the 1970s?
That is incorrect. Do not peddle conspiracy theories in our event. That is not acceptable. Do not say that.
Okay, Dean Rusk disagrees with you, and he was the Secretary of State at the time, but that's fine.
Well, I know you gave a speech in Jerusalem earlier this year.
Yes, I did.
Were there any awesome, fun dance parties that you guys had afterwards? 'Cause I heard that Israelis are some of the best dancers in the world. I mean, if you guys don't believe me, just Google dancing Israelis. It's insane how good their dance moves are. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Israel's a beautiful country, a great country too.
It is. They're our greatest ally.
Correct. Thanks for being here tonight. Thank you for your question.
Yes, and thank you, President Trump, for moving the embassy to Jerusalem.
You're not allowed to ask about Jews or Israel or overrepresentation. You're not even allowed to point out that these people ruthlessly murdered American veterans. They murdered sailors. Rob Smith wanted to talk about the military. Why didn't he want to talk about the USS Liberty? Why didn't he want to talk about Israel? Why didn't Charlie Kirk, the so-called TPUSA, big tent conservative think tank, ultra superhero, Charlie Kirk, you can't ask questions about Israel. On the Stu Peters Network, you can't ask Rob Smith, the flaming homosexual, about Israel because that's not in his wheelhouse. If you're in the military, if you're concerned about military, isn't this one of the general principles, one of the core founding rights that the military enlists to protect? Your freedom of speech and expression, the ability to question your government, to petition the government, to redress your grievances, and you're running off from an interview? You're not a hero. You're not a champion for free speech. You're not a champion for conservatism. What the hell are you conserving anyways by taking in the... This is a joke. And yes, Elon Musk took $66 billion from BlackRock. Donald Trump has taken over $234 million from AIPAC. These people are sold out to the foreign secular homosexual nation state of Israel. They're going to get their shekels worth. Benjamin Netanyahu is the de facto president of this country, and that just proved it.